What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. So glad you guys could come and hang out with me here for a little bit today. So I figured, this being a streaming thing, I figured I'd give it a minute and we'd see about playing maybe just a quick game of Tetris while we're kind of goofing off a little bit before we get into everything. So I'm not going for any super crazy high score or anything like that. We're just going to we'll run through. Oh no, I don't want a constant speed. Well, why not? Put a constant speed on. I'm not even gonna I was gonna go nuts, but I'm not even gonna go nuts. I'm just gonna pop this up and we'll play for just a few minutes. Oh my god, I wasn't even ready. Where is my key? So I couldn't find my controller. I mean, I've obviously got a controller. Oh my god, this is terrible. Give me 1 second. Let me find my controller. This controller isn't gonna work for me. You know what I do have? You know what I do got? You just wait. You just wait. You're gonna love this. You just wait. Got another controller. Always got another controller. Pays to have a lot of controllers floating around. I can't find my Elite controller though, and that kind of bugs me. With all of the controllers that I have floating around, I can't find one. So I do want to apologize right off the bat. I know the clock timer ran out, and I apologize about that. Just as it was running out, my doctor called, and I needed to take that call real quick. So I'm sorry for the little bit of blank screen or whatever, but oh my god, what have I done? Should have done this first. I've done this backwards, you see. I have to unplug this. I have not used this controller here on the on my computer. I've used it. As a matter of fact, I don't think since I popped it back together and redid it all, I don't think I've actually used it at all. Let's start over. Let's see. Matter of fact, I know I haven't used it at all, so we're gonna give this a shot. See if this is any better. Oh, that's much better. So what's going on with everybody? How you guys doing today? My day's going okay, I guess. I'm no Jonas Neubauer or anything. Rest his soul, but I'm not. I don't think I'm bad. I'm okay. Let's go all the way over here. There. So, speaking of the Tetris effect, I absolutely adore this game. This is probably, of all of the new games that have come out within the past little bit, I don't know. This is by far my absolute favorite game. The amount of, this is my opinion, you know, but from an old school Tetris player to newfangled Tetris, this game right here embodies everything that I believe Tetris should. I should not have switched that piece out, but I did. This is, yeah, so this is considerably more difficult. I really thought, you know, I'm not bad at Tetris. How hard could it possibly be to play online? Oh my god. Take it. Yeah, it's a bit tougher than I thought it would be. I'm trying to talk to you guys and stay focused at the same time. This is I'm just gonna have to focus here. That's what I'm gonna have to do. terrible move. Who did that? Who made it? Who made that decision? Oh, I did. Oh my God, what did I do there? No, I promise I'm better than this. I know it doesn't look like it, but I promise you I am. Oh, there we go, 30 lines. What a terrible run at Tetris. Jesus Lord, what it's awful. It's absolutely awful. Just terrible. Oh, well, I'll get some practice, I guess. I'll get some practice in before I do that again. That was terrible. What is wrong? Jesus Lord. All right, let me close that. I'll close it because I think he's causing a little bit of lag there. Terrible. What the crap is going on here? Close that guy. Okay. All right. So, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. So, I don't know if you can tell or not. Oh, you know what helped? You know what helped? What if I do that? Let's see. Does that help? That helped a little bit, huh? Sorry it was so dark in the background. So, couple of things right off the bat. I took a few minutes the other day because I noticed the last video that I did, the camera on this was very, very blue. And so I started a stream so I could see what it was going to look like, and set everything up here so I could see over there, and tune the cameras a little bit. Hopefully got a little bit of the color back in. So I hope that's looking okay. We're going to go through and cycle through some of the cameras. So the main objective today is to finish up the Xbox. This guy, you guys can see it in the top of your corner right here. This guy. I've got everything done, and so what I want to do is I want to see if I'm smart enough, and you just wait. You just wait. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna add a, wait for it. I can never find this stuff. There we go. Okay. Where's this at? Why is he not? Oh. I don't know what I've done. I've ruined everything. That's okay. We'll just do this a little bit different of a way. Put you back there. Oh my God. Should have done that. We'll go there. So I'm going to not do that. Let me remove guy. Yes. And let me add. Is that the problem? Holy crap. What have I done? Just delete that. Let me just delete that and let me just hold on. Just wait. I can't, I've got so many different scenes set up that I can't find exactly what it is. That's not it. Maybe that's it. Maybe. Let's add a media source. Well, it doesn't matter. Oh, you guys give me just 1 second, would you? That's my doctor calling. Give me just 1 second. Hello? Oh, Lord Jesus. If it's not one thing, it is an absolute other. I'm telling you what. I'm telling you. If it's not one thing, it's another. So apparently I need to go get a stress test done. So anyway, welcome back. So where was I, by the way? Where was I? I need to, maybe if I'm trying to figure out how to show you guys the video. I can't, it won't add, no matter what I do, which is really strange. Maybe if I just do it this way, and go to this, and go to this, and this, and no matter what I do, it won't. It's really strange. Well, I gotta get it to show somehow. It's crazy. See, now that's gone. How do I add my... Everything was ready. I promise everything was ready. I can't even see. Oh, crap. Completely smacked the... smacked the thing there. See, it's like not even showing the video, which is really strange. Escape. Yes. So here's the weird thing, right? So I'm sitting here doing this. It's not even popping up like it should be. Can I add my... Nothing works. Let's do, can I add this guy? Yeah, I can. And he adds instantly. I don't even know what camera that is. That's this camera. Why is this camera showing funny? I know you guys can't see what I'm doing, but... This is so strange right now, I'm telling you. This is like the strangest thing ever. It really is. This is craziness. Sheer lunacy, I'm telling you. Sheer lunacy. I'll go with that. No, I'll just shrink it and put it up there. Oh, because that's not even the right thing. That's why it's not up there. Absolutely sheer lunacy. I'm gonna get this just pop up. So what I'm trying to do is what's not even there anymore? Where's it at? Oh, it's this one. There it is. That's that one. Okay. So let's put him back there. It's not, oh, I know what the problem is. I'm not even using the right, I wasn't even playing with the right camera the whole time. I don't want that, I want this one. Slide him over here. Let's see if I can do a, now if I got that right, let's see if I can insert a media source. So now, so the funny thing is it's showing here, but when I go to play it, okay, there it is, I got it. I apparently had just clicked a button that I didn't intend to originally click. So let me shrink this, and we will put this up here. We want to put it up here, or we want to put it down here? Let's put it down here. No, we better put it over here, because I'm gonna, you just watch this, voila. Okay, so, Jesus Lord, man, that was a bunch. I'm sorry about that, guys. That was terrible. What a nightmare. Yeah, so that should be popping up here in just a second for you guys. If it's not already up, it'll be popping up here momentarily. So here's where we're at with this Xbox. Voila, look at there, popped up. It has shown up now. Awesome. So that is me just rapid speeding through redoing all of the capacitors on the motherboard, and I'm just going to let that play, and then when it's done I'll remove that, slide that out the way. So before we go too much further, let me slide this guy over here just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. There you go, that's fine, that'll work. Yeah, so a bit of a problem. Before I get into this, I want to talk about my 3D printer, and the reason I want to talk about my 3D printer is because things are stupid. So I decided to buy a new hot end for my 3D printer. This guy, that guy right there. And so I bought one, and it's really cool, and it's great. It looks amazing. And I'm actually pretty excited to use this stupid thing. It is the new Creality Spider. And for those of you guys that are not 3D printer geeks, at all, I completely understand. So what the hot end does, it takes the filament, passes it down, melts it down here, and then spits it out the bottom. So the problem is, what ends up happening is if you get this part, the block, the heat block, too hot, then that heat travels up and it starts melting the filament up here. So when that happens, obviously, you know, now the filaments can't push down properly. So you have to do what's called retracts, which is whenever you move or start a new line or something, you have to pull the filament back up. Well, if it's all molten all the way up here, then what happens is you don't actually pull it up. You just pull up just a little bit of the actual filament, the top part of it, and what's down here doesn't ever move. And so it clogs up. And when it clogs up, obviously it doesn't flow. So this hot end will stop that from happening. It's also will allow me to print at a much higher speed than what I've currently got. So I bought them. The problem is though, and let me just grab another one real quick, because I've got in my bin o things, one of my mini bins o 3D printer parts. I should have got it out earlier, but it didn't. There it is. That'll work. Perfect. So the problem is, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it, but it is significantly larger than the original one, right? So this right here is the original one. Never mind that it's kind of all caked up with blue. That's why this one got removed. It had an internal leak on it, and I just haven't ever cleaned this one up. But this one, they physically, if you can see the bolt holes, they're do this over here where you guys can see it. So if you see these bolt holes up top, I don't know that you can. Yeah, you can see them right there. So if you see these bolt holes, this one has the same bolt holes, right? And if you line those up, oh crap. If you line those up, first off, you can see it's significantly wider. So the reason that matters is the cooling part that fits around this one, will not fit around this one because it's so much wider. The other problem is when you line the holes up, you can see that this one sticks out a lot further at the bottom, right? So with this one sticking out further at the bottom, you would have to move this up to get the nozzle at the same place. The other problem is the fan that blows air on this is now up here, right? Because this sticks down so much further, so it's blowing on this part that we actually want hot, and the fan that blows air here, the idea is that as filament comes out, it cools that filament just as it melts together, right? So anyway, glossing over all of that. So I've got a little bit of a problem on my hands there I have to deal with, and the reason that I bring that up is because of the prototype. I want to talk about it for just a minute, and I'm going to talk about it and I'm going to show you the progress of it here in a little bit, not right now. I'm going to let this video down here. There, this video play of me just speeding through the recap process, which it's about 20 minutes long-ish. So I'm just going to let it play and do its thing. But, sorry. So, at any rate, so I finished recapping the board. We're going to put it back together. And speaking on the prototype, I have a full outer shell printed. And I have test fitted it. And I am very happy and very not happy. So I'm happy because it's done, right? So the first full prototype is complete, which is great. Fantastic. And that thrills me. It's wonderful. I'm glad it's done, but it frustrates me because while it's done, what that now means is I've got some more work to do as far as design work, but I now know where to move everything, right? So the first step was to design it. The second step was to print the first revision, this guy right here, right? And so the reason we printed the first revision, even though I know that this is trash, this is going in the trash, this is no good, is I needed to find out roughly if my dimensions were close. So I didn't even print the whole thing height-wise. I don't know if you guys, yeah, you can see, that's perfect. So this top part, I didn't need to see much at all, right? So I shrunk it down this way. I didn't even print all of it. The back part of it, I needed to see more, so I printed more of it off and I could get by with that. But I needed to print this first, and so I did, and this came out pretty good. But I printed it at a higher speed than I normally do, so there's some gaps and stuff, but that's kind of neither here nor there. So in printing that gave me a general idea of what I needed to go and fix, right? I needed, on this one in particular, the disk drive that's supposed to sit right in here wouldn't physically fit. The hard drive fit okay. The board that lays in this way would not clear this hard drive shelf, and the power supply needed some standoffs, right? And so I had to go back in and redesign it, re-engineer the thing, which I knew going in, right? And so, oh look, is the video done? No, the video's not done. I know what it's doing. It's about halfway done. Let me see if I can kick that. There we go. Kick it off of that right there. So I went in and I did the redesign on it, and I changed a bunch of the stuff up. And the second prototype, which you guys got a quick view of the other day, I printed him off, the bottom half of it, or the back half of it with the slats in it. You guys saw that, and now I've printed the front half, and I've got it all screwed together, and I've test fit everything, and it's great. I've got a few small changes to make, namely in that, and I'll show you these in a little while, namely in that when I redesigned this whole section over here, right, this whole section, I designed it with a support to drop down, and I designed it where this right here came into the actual side of it a little bit, set in a little different. So when I printed it, and because this was also longer, when I sliced this in half to print the back and then the front, parts of the bottom of this and parts of this support for the disk drive, sorry you guys can't see that, parts of these were sticking into the space for these walls on the front half that I don't have printed, right? The part that would be physically out here, right? So I've got to go and redesign that a little bit. I also changed the location of the standoffs inside. Can you guys, yeah, there you go. So I changed the location of the standoffs, which would be there, yeah, inside here. You guys can't see those right there. So I changed the location of these guys and this one up here, that you're definitely not gonna be able to see. So I moved them to the wrong location, and now I have to go and move them to the correct location. But what does that tell us? Well, for one thing, and most importantly, is what it tells us is that my shape is good. It also told me that my shape could use some tweaking. This video on this guy has got just a little bit, is it too much brightness or not enough contrast? Try to go up to about there. Let's see if that helps. I'm waiting for my, I've got the stream over here up on a different screen. And I keep that running up there so I can monitor, that's better. I'll go up just a touch more. I could also back down. I think I could back down the gamma maybe a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Let's try that. Okay, so yeah, so I keep that stream over there going at all times so I can monitor, and that's why I've got my little earbud in, right? So I can monitor the stream and the sound and all that stuff and watch the video, and that way I can see what you guys are seeing, and so if the color's off or something else is wrong, I can correct that stuff kind of on the fly. Anyway, so back to the prototype. So I'm at the place now where I can make final changes, and final changes are great, because what final changes allow us to do is, I know where everything is, I know where everything's going. I can, at this point, make those final revisions and print the final pieces. Now, I can, but I can't, okay? Here's what I mean by that. I can print the final pieces in the softer, cheaper PLA, right? Standard polylactic acid, for those that are not 3D printer geeks, filament that I've been using, right? The throwaway filament, right? And it's not really super cheap, but it's very easy to print with. It's very easy to work with. It's fairly cost effective. I'm not spending a fortune on it to print one out and all that, but I can, now that I've got everything close, I can update the CAD drawing of it, print it off at a higher quality, so I can get a final peek at what it's going to look like when it's done. And what the next print will tell me is, after I make the changes and I print it off, it'll tell me if everything is spot on or not. Or I can make a tiny little adjustment. So instead of printing, so with this guy, right? So this is a piece, and this is a piece, and this is a piece, and this is a piece. So there's 4 pieces here. Oh, there's 4 pieces in this. And then there's a front with 4 pieces, right? So what I'll do this time is I'll just print this piece, right? And then I'll just print this piece. And by just printing one piece at a time, it's going to take longer, but I'll slow it. It'll go faster, but it'll take longer. I know that doesn't make sense, but because I'm only printing one piece at a time, I can print this piece to proper size and dimensions. I can check it while I'm printing the other one, make changes where needed, pull it off back and forth and things like that. That way I can get everything worked out as it's going, and then that'll be the final revision. Any changes that I make after that, I can rapid print off a test piece, see if those changes helped, fix whatever errors that were there, work through those problems, and then once I'm done, I'll have a finished prototype for the prototype, right? Which will then allow me to actually print the prototype. Yeah, so that's where we're at. Now, what's going on down here is me finishing the capacitor swap on this guy, okay? That's what this right here is. So, actually, what I'm doing right now is apparently taking a break. Am I done? Is it done? Did it finish? No, it's not finished yet. Let's take a break. There we go. So, and it looks like it's got, I don't know, about 3 minutes left. So we're going to let that wrap up and finish. So, I did get all of these guys swapped out, right? Which the video's playing, and I did post the video of me changing all of the capacitors out on this guy, and that's been tested. The power supply's been tested. The main board has not, which could lead to some problems. Surprisingly enough about this guy, once I got through with these aggravating ones, you guys still can't see that, these aggravating ones right in here, these aluminum ones, everything else got easier. And I say easier, I did them a different way. And I do that so when I'm actually working on a system, when I'm actually working on one, okay, I do things a little bit differently than I do on stream, and the reason why is simple. I want to be able to explain as I go along what exactly I'm doing, and I also, it's one of those do as I say, not as I do. So some of the techniques that I use when I am working on a board, and you guys can see them down there, some of the techniques that I use are more advanced techniques, and I can get by with it because I've practiced a lot and I've got, you know, a modicum of skill. And so since I know what I'm doing, I can do those. What I don't want to do is tell you guys, do it this way, because you will could end up damaging your board pretty severely. And I certainly would not want that to happen. I wouldn't want you to damage your own stuff. And so I try to show the safer route for you guys to go. However, down in the video, over here, yeah, right there. Over there in the video, I'm doing a little bit different, and it's quite a bit faster to do it my way. I also ended up hot air flowing on all the small capacitors off and on, just because it's faster for me to do that. I know I tell you guys don't do it, and I tell you don't do it because, you know, well, I showed you in the video the other day why not do it. You'll end up melting those bottom plastic pieces. There's a trick and a technique to it, and you know, one of these days I'm gonna continue making the soldering, like how do you do this videos. I may start doing those again soon, but at any rate, I haven't gotten there yet, and until I get there, I don't like to show you guys stuff that I haven't gone into detail with on the page, because, you know, like I said, you guys go to do it and you mess your board up, and then, you know, you're out a console and you can't fix it. Some of you guys can. Some of you guys are excellent, and some of you guys are new, and that's fine. Everybody was new at one point or another. There's nothing wrong with that. I just don't want to teach you how to do something that will damage your board. So anyway, that video is wrapping up. This video is wrapping up now. I'm gonna go and take a quick break, and when I come back, we're going to assemble this Xbox right down here. We're going to assemble him. Yep, he's gone. That is completely done. So I can remove that guy so he won't even show. Oh, and I can put my top-down view back over here where he belongs. Voila. Cool. So I'm going to go take a quick break. When I'm done, when I come back, which will be just a couple minutes, I'm going to reassemble the whole body, this whole Xbox, the whole thing. We're going to put it all back together, and at some point in there, I'll pull out the whole entire prototype thing that's over here, and I'll put it on screen so you guys can check him out. So I'll be right back. You guys hang out, and I'll be back in just a minute. And we are back. All right, guys, let's, I guess without further ado, let's put this thing back together, shall we? Instead of playing around all the rest of the day. So let's go with this one. Actually, I don't know what has happened to, oh, you know what? I bet I do know what's happened. That's what's happened. Let's transition that guy over. Voila. So, first things first, let's move all of this out of the way. Let's grab the bottom of the case that I was kind enough to pre-clean for you guys, so we don't have to go through all of that. Set the main board down for a moment. Let's pop in the power supply. Uh-oh. We cannot. We cannot, because I failed miserably getting set up. I left the screws in it for the power board, that way I wouldn't lose them. Okay, there we go, now we can. So this guy drops right in here. They have a real interesting design. For those of you guys that have never dealt with one of these before, I guess it would help. Let me stick this screw in it, and then I will reposition the mobile cam. Maybe find a way. There's got to be a way. Let's see. If I come up here, and then I point down. Yeah, that's a little bit. I don't know. Is that any better? I don't know. I don't even know. So they've got a real interesting way of mounting this guy. For those of you guys that have never taken one of these apart, on the right side, and of course the back of the board is away from me, on the right side there's slide clips. So what you have to do is set it in there, slide it back, drop it down on the clips, and then slide it forward. And then there's two screws that you put in. Then we can drop our board in. Now I did, and you guys saw it in the video. I guess I could pop the recapping video back up on screen. I guess I could. But I did go ahead and repaste the this board. I put fresh thermal paste underneath everything, so it's excellent. Voila. Voila. So now, if you guys want me to put the recapping video back up, just say something in chat and I'll put it back up for you guys to see. I always start, and you should too, with these screws right here on this connector in the back. I always start with those, and the reason is because that's the video port, and if you forget those two, you could rip the thing out. Now, I'll also say this. It was my goal. I did order the thing. The screen capture adapter. I did. And it's supposed to arrive today. It is not here yet. It is not here yet. So I hope that it arrives in time for us to play this thing, but I doubt at this point, honestly, that it's going to. I really doubt that. I don't think it's going to at all. I don't think there's any way possible for it to arrive in time, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I did actually order it. I am sorry. I do hope it shows up. If it does, I'll send a kid out to go grab the thing off the porch. If it doesn't, then my apologies, and I'm a terrible person. So, getting back to this guy. When you're tightening these guys up, these are just little plastic screws, and of course I always do my little back it up before you go screwing it in. These are very coarse thread, so as you're installing them, keep that in mind, and don't, whatever you do, over tighten them, right? You just want to gently screw them in. You'll know when they bottom out. There'll be no doubt about it. I'm just going through and double checking. I'm missing one there. I also screwed up big time, and I didn't show that on film, but I am going to tell you about it because you guys know my standing on it. I don't hide anything. So I did take the DVD drive apart to double check that it did not need to be cleaned, that it was in good shape. And it was fine. But as it turns out, I am an idiot. And I couldn't, you got to take the, there's a little cable in there because you can't really get to the thing at all. And so I took it apart. Front panel connectors, third and fourth controller. Sorry. Was it 24 pin? No, it's 12 pin. 12 pin connector can now go in. So anyway, so I pulled that cable off. And when I did, man, I could not get that stupid thing to go back together. And everything inside the disk drive looked great. So there was no need for me to take it apart any further. It looked amazing. Everything was in great condition. All that stuff, that's wonderful. But I couldn't get the stupid cable back together. No matter what I did, man. I fought that thing and fought that thing and fought that thing and could not get it to go back together. Sorry, I'm rounding up all my cables and other associated plastics for this console. But no, this way. That's the way. So I finally realized that I'm an idiot and the cable actually slots in from the back. It's the cable that comes around from the board and goes down to the actual eye. And reads the disc, and it's that cable, and I could not get that stupid thing back in. I couldn't, no matter what I did. It was ridiculous. Okay, so this guy has to come from here to here. Let's see here. There's a specific orientation that this goes in, and I struggle with it every single time. This way. This way. So there is also an 80 pin cable, IDE cable. Back in the old days of computers, kids, instead of having all these really nice, fine little cables, we fought with these stupid IDE cables that were slow, did not do the job effectively. They were awful, but it's what we had, so that's what we used. However, if you were going to upgrade, I did not clean this plastic. It's still got a little bit of dust on it. Otherwise, it's clean. It just had a little dust on it. So the old IDE cables that we don't use anymore, that we used to use, but we don't use them anymore. So those guys are what these look like, and there are 40 pin and 80 pin models available. Is it upside down? No, it's got to go that way. It's just not, maybe it goes, oh, it can't go that way. Maybe it does go this way. It does go this way. That's right. I know you guys can't see what I'm doing, but because I'm working off of the board. So, if you're modding / upgrading or whatever else, they actually sell the 80 pin IDE cables. They allow a little bit faster. There's not really a lot of need for them on this type of Xbox. And when I say this type, on this generation, on unmodified. That's the word I'm looking for. I'll find it eventually. Slow, but I'm worth waiting on. Yeah, so those 80 pins, if you're upgrading to a faster 2.5 inch drive versus the 3.5 inch, if you're upgrading to even an SSD, there's no need, by the way, to ever upgrade an original Xbox to an SSD. It cannot read fast enough to even get close to SATA speeds. can't even get in the ballpark. So it's pointless. However, if you want to, what you're going to need is an 80 pin IDE to SATA bridge cable, because the 80 pin does move a little bit faster. Sorry, there was a little bit of gunk down there, and I just wanted to, since I'm here, you know, since we're here, we're gonna do it. Okay, this guy, oh, I can't, the disk drive, does the disk drive, I don't remember, does he drop in on top? I think he drops in on top. Or does it sit this way? I don't even remember, you know? I don't even remember anymore. Well, first off, it sits this way, not that way. That's number one. I know you guys can't see that, but it sits this way, not that way. And then I think you can put these together this way. Yeah, that way. So this has to go in first. That's what I thought. I just wanted to be sure. So we'll drop him down there. And then it's a fight with the cables in the back. But yeah, so anyway, yeah, you can if you're going to upgrade, you need to go to the 80 pin cables, and they make, instead of these flat cables like this, they actually make these cool sleeved ones, pre-factory or pre-sleeved from the manufacturer, whatever. And I put them when I built my crystal clear Xbox out of my crystal clear Ghost case. That's what I put on mine, because they're more better. So we can drop this little screw in here. As far as assembly on one of these, by the way, there's not a lot to it. They're pretty easy to put together. There's not a lot really to do in here. The only thing that you really have to pay attention for is making sure your cables get plugged up properly. And then also this Molex connector cable for the hard drive can be a little bit of a jerk at times. He's not impossible, but he can be a bit of a jerk sometimes to get to sit in, not sat, sit, I was thinking about SATA cables, to sit in just correctly, just so. And then to wiggle down in these little hold downs that Microsoft was kind enough to put on here. The hard drive connects for 12 volt power with these yellow and red mustard ketchup colored cables. That's for 12 volt power on a Molex connector is what that connector is called, Molex. You wanted to know, and you didn't know what it was called. Now it is. Computers use Molex connectors for years and years and years before they switched over. Now they're usually included on a computer power supply, but we don't really use them anymore. And now we can drop the top of it down. Give him just a gentle push. We can flip him over. And we can install all 6 of our large Gigantor screws. Come here, you. I'm gonna need you. These are, I believe these are like T15s, I think, or maybe T20s. Are they 20s? They are. They're T20s. T20s. Torx 20, if you wanted to know. These are also not security bits. On the 360 and later, Microsoft went to security bits on everything. I'll also tell you this. This thing is gonna creak and moan and pop a little bit when you put it back together. That's sorta okay. It's old plastics and the plastics are brittle. So before you go shoving and beating and banging, just make sure you take a look If it doesn't look like it's going back together right, it's not. It should slide right back together. But if for some reason it doesn't want to, don't force it, no matter what you do. Don't try to force the thing closed. Stop and back up and take a look and see what you have missed, because you've missed something. And what you don't want to do is, while this type of old plastic, this old ABS, is going to creak and moan a little bit, if it doesn't go back together pretty easily, then you have a big problem on your hands, and all you're going to do is exacerbate that problem and break your console. And let's not forget about our two hidden screws, these guys right here. Let's make sure they go in. Always start your screws, by the way, by turning them in reverse like you're trying to take it out. What that does is allows those threads to mesh up and line up, and so you won't strip the screw out and you won't be trying to cut in new threads either. You don't want to do either of those. Those are both very bad. I missed a screw. I think it's this one. Yep. Now, we've replaced all the capacitors, including the clock capacitor, which I've talked about at length here, and so I'm not going to go back into the clock capacitor. However, I'm going to have to grab a controller, but when we start this up now, what we should be seeing is we should be able to set the clock once and then never again, because we did install a super capacitor from Console 5. Matter of fact, our whole kit was from Console 5. Those guys do an amazing job. If you've never shopped for them, I can assure you this. You might find some other places. We've lost the adhesive on that. You know what? I'm not going to worry about it. If you ever need parts for your vintage game console, show him off on the mobile cam here up top. Oh, there we go. He's all back together. He looks great. So I've got to go grab some cables. Actually, I've got a little bit of dirt over here I need to clean up. A little bit of dirt in here we need to clean up. But yeah, if you ever need any parts for your consoles or anything like that, man, I just can't. Console 5 doesn't really, they don't sponsor anybody. They don't sponsor me. They will tell you flat out, no, we don't sponsor anybody to do any videos. But what they do is just sell all around fantastic kits. They run a great tech wiki. They're assets to the community. Absolutely fantastic. Love Console 5. Great asset. And if you are at all gonna repair vintage consoles, you need to look up, you need to find Console 5. Save you all kinds of time, money, and effort. Fantastic website. Those guys are just amazing. Cool. Well, I guess now I just have to round up some cables, which I'm pretty sure I don't have out. I might, but I don't think so. Is that the right video cable? Maybe. It says Xbox on it. Maybe. That is the right cable. Let's plug it up and make sure we don't let the smoke out. Okay. Well, it didn't blow up yet. The day is young. I'm going to switch over to a camera you guys can see on in just a second. You just wait. Well, because I'm going to have to get up. Switch over here, wait for the TV to turn on. Let's see what we got. When we've got power, You know what I don't have though? Okay, let's turn this off. Let me go grab a controller real quick and I'll be right back. Just grab a controller. And probably a game. Game would also. Get the Halo controller out. Oh, awesome. Great. I've got Project Gotham. I bought this because I love Project. It's such a great game. And I bought it because I had to have it. And now I can play it. Oh, look, this is made by Bazaar. Well, doesn't that suck? And I say that, doesn't that suck? It doesn't suck. It sucks that Sony bought them. No, that was Bungie. That was Bungie they bought. That's right, it was Bungie. It wasn't. Let's see. Let's see what comes up. Well, that's no good. There we go. Hello? Oh, the cable wiggled loose in the back. That's why it gave me that stupid, well, we gotta do this then. You can go back in there. We gotta see it. It does us no good if we can't see it, right? So our console seems to be working. We're gonna set the time and date on it. What is today? What is today? 3/14. At 4:07. Hello? My controller does not work. My controller does not work. At all. Not even registering it. Let me go grab another controller. See if it's a bad controller or a bad build. Somebody got to plug it. I know I plugged that. This controller. Oh, it works. So that's something, I guess. It doesn't have a satisfying click like the other one did when you put it in. So I'm sorry, it was 4. It is no longer 07. It is what, 8? And it is 3. Voila. So, nope. Stupid daylight savings time. Now let's turn it off. We're going to give it a second. We're going to unplug it. Hold down our power button to drain all the electricity back out of it. And now we're going to plug it back in, turn it back on, and we're going to see if it asks for the clock again. It should not. We should have corrected that problem. It shouldn't be asking for the time and date again. Look at there. Isn't that amazing? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how we do that. Now, we need to check to make sure that our disk drive still works, which it should, and this disk is in fantastic condition. Maybe if it's not fantastic, maybe it's at least pretty good. So let's pop him in, get back to home, and let's just see. You know what else I didn't check too, and I should have checked? What is our, it's picked up the game, so we don't know. I love the Project Gotham series. This is Project Gotham 2. I love this. I did. Fantastic game. There was this and there was another one, Metropolis Street Racing, I think, something like that. I don't remember exactly, but it was also really, really good. I really liked that game as well. I don't have any of those. But the kudos on here at the time and even now, I thought was really stupid. Oh, demos. What kind of demos do we have? RSO, Rally Sport Challenge, RSC, Grabbed by the Ghouls, NFL Fever, Amped, Top Spin. Cool. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, the kudos I thought was stupid, but, you know, in hindsight, I still do think it's stupid. But, well, we're not picking Washington, D.C. Grand Tour for the license plate because, yeah. Well, the reason we didn't pick Washington, D.C. is because that's where all the politicians are. Let's just do a time attack. See how we do on this. We'll see. Can you guys, is that semi-clear? I guess I can probably bring this. Oh my God, that was terrible. Let me do, where's it at? Let's see if I can switch him over. Get a little bit of a better-ish view. Gonna have to move the Xbox. No. Retry. Yes. How's that? Is this any better? Well, it messed up my screen right off the bat. There we go. Oh, I remember this course. Sorry, I've definitely got a controller issue over here. Without a doubt, I've got a controller issue. I've got a D-pad issue, or not a D-pad, a right analog stick issue. Well, it's just gonna have to stay up there clicking. It's incredibly annoying, though, I'll tell you that. The handling on this game was really good. It really was. I wish the stupid radio would quit doing that stuff. But it won't. Take it around for one more lap. Take it around for one more lap. Even with that stupid noise driving me nuts. I keep trying to fiddle with a stupid D-pad to get it to quit that, but it won't. It really is driving me bad. I remember this game, it kept up with your odometer too on your car. I think it did, which was really cool. Of course, this was, for those of you guys that don't know, this was pre-Forza, right? So this came out before Forza did. This was at the time going to be Microsoft's big launch into the world of racing to take on the likes of Gran Turismo and, you know, any other more serious arcade sim. They came out with this and MSR, and people didn't take too well to this game. I'll be honest, they really didn't. And in early Xbox days, Microsoft pushed a lot of gimmicky things off on people that gamers really kind of scoffed at. And that, I mean, the machine was there, the hardware specs were there, and all of that, but some of the things like the kudos point system, dude, nobody wanted that, you know. What we wanted was a legit Gran Turismo, or, you know, for Xbox, and we didn't have that. Let's see, how was that lap time? That was a lot, well, about 10 seconds faster, give or take, 8 and change. I'm gonna give it another lap, see if I can whittle it down a little bit more. You got to watch me with racing games because I love them so much. Oh my God, I was looking up. What a terrible thing. And I'm generally not bad at racing games and generally pretty good. Generally speaking. I'm no Jimmy Broadbent or you know, DJS or anything like that. You know, I don't run. I've held a couple of top 5 spots and a couple of top 10 spots in Forza throughout the years. I'm not going to tell you which tracks or whatever, but I have held a couple. I used to be unbeatable at this. I was pretty much unbeatable at this. I was better than the AI. The glory days, huh? Oh my God, I can't see. So this is back when Microsoft released this. This was the first, if memory serves, the first major usage. If memory serves, and I could be wrong, you guys feel free to correct me below. This was the first major usage of the triggers, of analog triggers. Oh my God, almost spun it. That's not too bad. Oh, we're gonna get under 2? Oh no, 2.06. Okay, I can't do this all night. I mean, I can. Yes, let's quit. I set a new lap record. Of course I did. Come on. Of course I did. Of course I did. Let's flip back over here. So, okay, pretty happy with that. We completed our task. So let me put you back up here. Yeah, that's a good spot for you. Yeah, sit there. That's perfect. Perfect. Let me eject our disk, unplug our controller, slide him out of the way. I will turn this TV off, take my Xbox cables out. Oh no. Put our disk protectively back in its case. And then we can, fan is working well. Power our console off. Unplug it. Unplug our power cord. Leave him plugged in. Don't leave him plugged in. And that's it. She's done. She's done, ladies and gents. Voila. We have restored this Xbox to fully working condition. This one is going to go back in the box. Never, ever, ever to be used again. And I say that, I don't know. Maybe once every couple of years or so, I'll pull them out and, you know, play them for a couple of days and then put them back up. So that's this guy. We're gonna notice where I'm putting him. Putting him down over here. He is down. Why? Because I got this one. I got this one. This one is what is going to become the prototype. This, I'm going to reach over here and get the prototype. But you guys aren't allowed to see it yet, so I got to keep it low and out of screen, out of shot. Low and out of shot. Man, that was a lot. It's a lot of work and effort. I'm really upset about it. Put this back up here out of the way. Holy crap. I really messed that up, didn't I? Yep. Oh well. Sorry. So, this is the Xbox for the prototype right here. The jewel's a little scuffed and it works. I mean, I did restore it. It works. It's in good working condition. But this is what is going to become the prototype. So let's take a look at that together, shall we? Let me come up a little bit with this. Let me move this camera over here. Let me move this camera over here. There's my other headphone. Found it. Thought I lost it, but I didn't. I found it. Thank you. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do, because I don't want you guys to see this until I got it on screen. So I'm just putting this up there. I'm not really taking a break. I'm just putting that screen up there for now so you can't see it until it's time to see it. Because I don't want you guys to get a look at it yet. So, how do I set this up here, do you think? How do you set this up here, do I think? Do I think I go this way? I mean, I could go that way. Or do I go No, I don't go that way. I think I definitely have to go this way. I think I have to. And then I think I'm gonna have to bring this down here. I know, it's driving you nuts. I know, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. But if I say I'm sorry, maybe you'll think I am. Okay, you guys ready? Is everybody ready? Is everybody ready? Are we ready? Here we go. Voila. Voila, there it is. This is the prototype of the Xbox prototype that I have spent days working on in CAD and hours of my life printing away. This is it. This is full width, full depth. It's even got the slats on the back of it that you guys can see in here. The inside is done. We're ready. We're ready. We're not ready. Yeah, we're not ready. So, yeah, we're not ready. I'm gonna transition over here to this screen, and I'm gonna switch back over to the mobile cam in a second. But I wanted to talk for a second about this, right? About this, and I wanted to bring up a couple of things about the issues that oh my God, what did I do? What did I do? So, I've ruined everything. So, here's where we're at. You guys can barely even see that. So, I'll just switch back over to the mobile cam and we'll just come at it this way. So, a couple of issues that I've got to deal with. So, this obviously the print quality is rough and really bad. I know that. Again, when I printed this guy, I printed him at like 150 millimeters a second. I mean, just and the quality, the settings quality was as low as I could get it. I just wanted it to print, right? I just wanted to shape, so I wasn't concerned about quality. However, I did discover a few problems, and I'm going to show them to you because I don't hide anything. So the first problems I had, if you look right in here, okay, at this section, I had to melt this with a torch because it stuck up into the space of this, and then I had to cut this section away because it did the same, and then I had to melt this section down here. You guys can't even see that, but I had to melt him as well out of the way so that it would fit, right? Now, I had to do all that so that it would fit. I forgot to put screws in on this side and this side. I put the screws in no, I didn't. I didn't put them over there either. I had to pre-drill these two screw holes and these two. I put them on the top and on the bottom, but I didn't put them on the midsection. So yeah, that was dumb. Also, I have to order screws for the slats, okay? Because all I've got are 3 millimeters, and they are way too big to fit in these holes. I forced a couple of them in. That's why the gap is kind of wonky, because I had to force them in. But you just never mind that. Other than that, though, and you guys kind of already saw it, and I'm not going to take another one apart. But as far as the shape and the board fitting, everything does fit. I've got to remake this. This little gapped centerpiece here, I've got to remake him, redesign him, which is that's easy. That's no problem at all. I'm also going to, this little chunk right here that holds the disk drive, I'm going to cut him back a few more millimeters, maybe a centimeter total, so that my disk drive, because I don't know how far the door is going to come out, but I can put this hole I can screw in, you'll never see it. This hole up here I can screw in, you'll never see it. And I can put them anywhere, so it doesn't matter, right? I can do that kind of after the fact. I also need to redo the first set of standoff holes are great. The second set, and then further back, are not good. The power supply, I've got to make the standoffs for it, and I've got to make a bracket, because it's only got the 2 screw holes in the power supply. So I've got to make a bracket for the back of it and the front of it so that it drops down inside of it exactly where it's supposed to be. That's going to suck. I've got to make the support for the fan that's going to go here. Probably going to put another fan in over here somewhere. I don't know. Also, it is too deep. It is too deep. Now, having said that, as far as overall size goes, it is physically, no, I'm not going to do that. We'll do it the other way. So physically wise, it is a little bit bigger than an original Xbox. Just a little bit bigger. But it's not much. I can shrink that just a touch. I'm probably not gonna, but I can shrink it a little bit. Width-wise, depth-wise, if you see here, I'm not any deeper than the original Xbox, but I still think I can shrink maybe 10 millimeters off the front of this, and that will make it look a little bit sleeker, a little bit, and hopefully that'll help some. This thing is going to be ginormous, and you know, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it anyway because I want one, and because you never could get them, but and I'll release the files. I'm kicking around an idea about releasing the files in my head. I'm kicking around this idea, and the idea that I'm thinking about is not giving the files away for free, not so I can make any money. Not for me. I'm thinking about selling them and giving the proceeds to a charity. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking about doing. I really am. I don't know, because as far as design wise and all that stuff, it's just time, and it's something that I enjoy doing and making, and so I don't mind. I don't really necessarily mind giving that away to people. Would it be nice to make a few bucks off of it here or there? Sure. I mean, it'd be nice. I mean, it's great. But I mean, I think also, as a community, if we can maybe donate to charities, that would be cool, So, at any rate, that's pretty much where we're at with this guy. We're there. That's where we're at. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my stream thing. I dropped a few frames, didn't I? I think those were all early on, though, in the beginning. Yeah, that's what it looks like. So I'm kicking around that idea. I'm gonna see. I've got to, like I was talking about earlier, I've got to put this back into CAD. I know it's very floppy right now. I know that. I know it's very flexible and movable. I'm probably gonna have to design some clips as well for the inside, which I think will strengthen it up a lot, and they shouldn't be hard to make. But I think if I can design a couple of interlocking clips, shouldn't protrude too much into the overall area of it, should be able to hide them pretty well, and it should make it a lot sturdier to put together. It should also make it a complete and total pain to take apart, but I think I can pull that off. So, may do that. I've got a little bit more design work to do, and of course, once we design some more, then we're gonna print some more. But I didn't want to leave you guys hanging. That's our current progress. That's where we're at right now. So yeah, so voila. I mean, so on camera, I guess it doesn't look, if I hold it back here, it doesn't look bad. No, I mean, there you go, I mean, like I said, it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. But we're not done yet, and when I am done, it will be as near as I can make it perfect. I also thought about doubling the line thickness here. I did debate on that. My side panel thickness. I would rather not, but I'm debating it. I might. I don't know. I'm debating it. I forgot to put the screw back in here. Whoops. Oh well. No. Nobody will know. We won't tell anybody. At any rate, that's pretty much going to wrap up the stream for today, guys. I'm done. that's all I got, man. We finished the Xbox, we put it back together. We showed off the prototype. We played some Project Gotham. We played some Tetris for a few minutes, and my controller was dead, so that didn't last. That sucked. I found my headphone. That's awesome. Really glad to have that back in my life. I was missing it. Yeah. So the next thing, an update on the Flux. I'm frustrated with it. I really am. So for those of you guys that don't know, this is not the Flux. This is a Flux. This is the one that I bought to get the chip off of the back of it. I still have not been able to pull off getting it to work. I can't get it to do anything. So I played with it a little bit yesterday, and there is a lot more going on there than just the chip. Really is. There's a lot more going on there. I found so many broken vias and traces and stuff. That's going to be one of those, like my unfixable Game Boy and my unfixable Game Gears, and you know that the boards are literally so far gone that what you have to do, you know, is go through piece by piece, literally quadrant by quadrant on the board, run all new copper wires for the traces, and you know, and do all of that stuff. It's just going to be that's going to be a whole thing, man. I just wanted to give an update. I don't know how long it's going to take me, but there's a lot wrong with that board, and I still do not want to swap the other parts onto the new board, even though I know the new board works. The new board works, by the way, with the old chip. It doesn't work properly because it's missing that one leg, but it turns on. It will take a reading. I think it was, it'll take a DC voltage reading, I think. Yeah, anyway, not worried about that. I don't want to swap the parts from my buddy's dad's board over to this one. I don't want to do that. I mean, I just don't want to do that. So we're going to sink in whatever amount of time it takes. And if it takes us 6 months, it takes us 6 months. But I will update you guys, but I'm not going to put it on stream for you. Just because we got games to work on, right? Yeah. The next thing that we're going to work on is the PlayStation, the PS1, the little white one that I got. I may have already looked inside of it. Don't tell anybody. I may have. But I'm not saying I did. I'm not saying I didn't. I'm just saying it's the next thing we're going to look at. There may also be more in that video because I may have already looked inside of that one, and that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say any more. I just may have to find something else to go along with that video because I just may have to. At any rate, guys, listen, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me today. I do apologize for the stream not happening yesterday, but the front wasn't done printing. It literally did not finish printing until like 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning. I think I breezed through and it was done. I ended up having to go to the doctor today, and I'm not going to get into all that. That's just more of a headache. But glossing over all that, I do sincerely thank you guys for coming in and hanging out with me. From the bottom of my heart, I appreciate it. You guys have been throwing lots of love my way, Twitter and YouTube. I've got an Instagram and a Facebook too, man. You guys go join them, check them out. I don't have a lot going on right now on those, but I'm working on it. And we're going to be doing some more shorts and stuff like that. So at any rate, I guess that's it for the stream. And I guess we will definitely 100% see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.